I am Max and welcome to the Footballing Journal channel. I am a non-league footballer, former professional footballer who's played in 2 continents, and I've recently torn my ACL. So if you want to know how I did it, what happens next, and follow along the journey of recovery, then this video and channel is for you. Right then, we are 10 days post-injury and had the MRI, got the results back from that, and then have an appointment on Friday booked with a surgeon consultant for him to have a look at the scan, go from there. Next steps really. Obviously the report comes back from the people at the MRI who look at it, the radiologist or whatever they're called, look at that, give you a report, but then obviously he has to look at it and he'll advise what he wants to do. But almost certain that it will be surgery, just what kind of stuff that needs to go on within that surgery. So
as you can see, it's the right one. But yeah, it's obviously swollen, but the swelling's coming down. That's really the main thing trying to do, is keep that swelling down and then get the range of motion back up. But the quad obviously looks a bit smaller. I can't really get full contraction because some of the swelling in here. But yeah, it's a bit sort of tight, bit of swelling in here, sort of blocking full extension, full contraction.
Eyes keeping it elevated, but I will update you as we go. So the process of getting the MRI is I needed a doctor's referral in order to get the MRI. And if you're like me, I wasn't registered at a GP because I moved last month and everything sort of gets pushed back. So registering with a GP was one of them. So I wasn't registered with a GP, but I found a company online which will do a online GP booking, like meeting basically, where you explain what's gone on and what you want to happen from it. So I knew I'd done something, so I wanted an MRI scan. So you pay your money, I think it was £35. You fill in a form of what goes on, you send a video. Some of them will meet with you, you'll actually have an online Zoom meeting, and then they'll provide you with the letter. So I'll put the link below. For that, it was, as I said, £35, and literally within a couple of hours I had the letter of a referral from a GP in order to then go and get the MRI, because most MRI places won't scan you or won't take you unless you have a referral. So that was obviously brilliant. Had that within a couple of hours, and then managed to get an appointment for the next morning at the MRI clinic, and then went in and got the scan. And then a couple of hours later, about 30 minutes later, I had the imaging that they sent to me, which obviously I looked at, but I don't know really what I'm looking at. If you've looked at an MRI before, it's pretty complicated. But then again, probably a couple hours after that, they sent through the report. I'll put a clip of a snippet of the report there so you can see what it looks like. And then from there, I then booked in with the surgeon or consultant that I wanted to go and see. And so yeah, that's the process. I guess if it wouldn't have needed surgery, then you'd book in with a physio, or maybe you'd still want to go see a consultant just to double check what they see and what they view that you should be doing. But yeah, so that's the process that I've gone through. So why am I documenting this journey, the process of everything? And the reason is I think it will help people. If you're going through an injury that's similar or the same, I think this is going to help you. My process, what I've done. If you're going through that journey, then seeing what I'm doing and following along, I think might help you. I've done it before on my left knee. I tore my ACL and partial meniscus, and I did that in 2019. Also, before I had surgery and after surgery, I didn't really know what to expect, what I should really be doing, all that kind of stuff. Loads of sort of questions with it. And there wasn't really that many videos online of what people's journey were, sort of up close and honest. Someone who'd been in my situation, first time injury, it would help them. And so now this has happened on my right leg, a great time to be quite open and honest with how things are, what I'm doing, the process pre-surgery, after surgery, the recovery. So if it can help one other person, so yeah, that's the reason why I am recording this and documenting and putting it out there. So hopefully it helps. If it does, then drop a subscribe, like the video, and I'll keep producing them. Right, well, there is probably a host of questions that you have, and so I'm going to answer the sort of simple ones I can think of, which is a little bit of background on who I've played for, what I've done, who I'm playing for currently, and who I played for when it happened, what happened, how did I know, that kind of thing. So previously, I was over in the States, went to university there on a full ride scholarship for 3.5 years, and then at the end of last 6 months, I signed my first professional deal with a club called Greenville Triumph in USL League One, 3rd division in the States. So I played professionally there for 3 years, and at the end of my first season, I tore my ACL on my left leg, which links to sort of how I knew that I'd done something this time. But yeah, I was at Greenville for 3 years and then went over to Ireland, Galway United for a season. And then the back end of last season, I signed for Weymouth FC in National League South. They're in a relegation battle. I had something fall through in Europe where I was left without a club, ended up going and training with Weymouth and played for them for the last 9 games of the season. We managed to stay up in the league, in the National League South, and so re-signed with them for this season. And so that's who I'm currently playing for. And that is who I injured my knee. First game of the season, I don't know when this video is going to go out, but yeah, first game of the season, so a couple of weeks ago. And how I did it, the ball got laid back to me, went to cross it and just missed the ball. And then as I've missed the ball and I've gone to plant, to turn back, my foot slipped, got stuck in the turf and, sort of moved forward and stuck in the turf moving forwards. And as I've turned, then the bottom of my leg has stayed still, obviously in the ground, and the rest of me has turned. And just felt pain inside that knee. Yeah, it's similar to when I'd done it before, that pain. I sort of knew that something had happened. If anyone's done it before, you often know. If you fully tear something, you know pretty instantly. And so, yeah, came off. It was after about 35 minutes. And yeah, as I said earlier, bring you along this journey, but comment below what questions you have about me, about the injury, what you want to see. Are you going through an injury yourself? Have you been through it? Any questions that you have, let me know. And I'll do a Q&A sort of video next time, or as I'm going through different videos and different parts of this journey, I'll make sure to answer them. One of the other big questions you might have is, what happens playing non-league when you get an injury? And, does it differ to professional? And obviously at a pro club, when I was over in the States, everything's taken care of. You're still paid, or still under contract. The surgery's paid for, the rehab's paid for. They were unbelievable, the club over there, the support they gave me throughout that injury. Obviously it's different if you're on a shorter term deal, then at the end of that deal, they might have let me go. But I actually signed a new deal with them that kept me at the club for another 2 years after my injury. The faith they showed me was unbelievable. And I can't speak high enough of them as people, as an organisation. So if you want to follow along the journey, find out what the surgeon said to me, what the next steps are, what's going on with the club I'm playing for, then make sure you hit the subscribe, give this video a like, and follow along. The next video will be out shortly.